The following is an excerpt from a workshop where Garrett instructs a group of leading advisors on such principles.
It's not too exciting to wait 30 years to enjoy life, or to get to that magical age of 65 and then go about life afraid. See, USA Today did a poll a few years ago, and they asked, what's the number one fear for people? The number one fear for people was that they were going to run out of money. So how exciting is this? Work your whole life, even if you don't love what you're doing, and then stop working and live the rest of your life in fear that you might run out of money because you don't have another way to make it other than this so-called nest egg. Do you think there might be a better way? Do you think that we're maybe being lied to? And I'll agree, for many people it's unintentional lies. It's just the way they've been trained, taught, and educated. So they're just sharing the best knowledge they have based upon the social agreement and what's popular. What I find most interesting about popularity is that if 50 million people say a foolish thing, it's still a foolish thing. And so what's incredible is once someone sees past a myth, and a myth is a fixed way of looking at things, that when you look at it, you continue to support the myth because everyone else believes it. So it's really a lie or a fallacy. And the most deceptive lie that's out there is not the obvious one. We can detect and experience the obvious lie and say, I'm going to avoid that. It's the subtle lie. And the way that subtle lies live is that other people start to believe it and it gains that popularity, and then that's the way the world becomes. Edward de Bono said that. He said, a myth is a fixed way of looking at the world that when looked at through that myth, all evidence supports it. So killing sacred cows is really about questioning those myths that so many people just believe. It's unquestioned. They've always been taught these things. Why are we doing what we're doing when we've seen that it isn't working? It's because that's what everyone else is doing. And it continues to remain unquestioned because if you're in misery, it's a bunch of other people in misery with you as well. There's people that didn't check their 401k statements during the early 2000s because they're afraid if they open it up, it might be losing, but they still put money in there. Why? Because everyone else did. It was payroll deducted. You didn't have to think about it. I'm asking that we start to really think and understand who we are and what we're capable of. And that the best investment you could ever consider is an investment in yourself and your own human life value. What do I mean by human life value? That's who you are. That's your own characteristics. That's your abilities. That's your talents. That's your human life value. Too many people are focused on property value, financial documents, financial statements. Another sacred cow, high risk equals high return. Is that really true? Do we really want to increase our chance of loss, which is the definition of risk, to try and get a high return? I would call that gambling.